Howdy folks, it's Matthew, your friendly neighborhood technician. This is going to be part 2 of the Buick 3.8 liter supercharged engine. What we're doing is replacing all the gaskets, valve cover gaskets, supercharger gasket, going to service the supercharger, fixing exhaust leaks, exhaust gaskets, intake gaskets, you name it. So you can see it's been leaking in here for quite a while. It's pretty nasty, pretty gnarly down in here. So I'm getting ready to blow all this off. And then I'm going to use my 10mm socket, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to remove this supercharger, and I'm going to show you how that's done. Alright, so I'm going to show you a few things here. When you're pulling these bolts out, you want to pull them out in sequence. Start in the middle, 1, 2, and then work in a zigzag formation, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So again, you're going to start in the middle. You're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then so on. So go ahead and do that in a zigzag formation. Another thing I want to show you is, you can see right here, starting about right here, there's some factory Loctite on these bolts. So they're not going to be so easy to come out. You may even think you're stripping something out, or you're pulling the threads out with them. Just take your time with them, be patient, and once you get past that factory Loctite, they're very easy to take out, and you can take them out by hand. So now I'm going to go ahead and lift the supercharger off of there. Alright, so there you have it. So once again, you're going to take a 10mm socket and ratchet with an extension, and you're going to go in your zigzag formation, starting off with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and so on and so on. And then you'll be able to remove your supercharger. Now, we're definitely have a need to do this work as I'm removing stuff. Gaskets are just falling apart and whatnot. So now that leaves us with our lower intake, and you can now see the bolts that we need to get to go ahead and remove the lower intake. And then we also have all the room that we need to get into and get the valve covers removed, the exhaust crossover pipe removed, and then the exhaust manifolds. So I'm going to go ahead and get the intake, the lower intake removed, and I'm also going to work on getting this front valve cover removed. In the meantime, I'm also going to show you what the inside of a supercharger looks like. Alright, there you go. That's what the inside of a supercharger looks like. So, see if I can do all this one-handed. As that spins, see how it spins inside of there? And that forces the air down into the engine. Supercharger, aka forced air induction. Pretty cool, huh? Alright, so let's get moving forward with this job. Okay, now on the lower intake, you're gonna have pretty much bolts in the same areas that you had on your upper or on your supercharger. And so what you want to do is, again, like I said, go in your zigzag formation and get them all loose. And it's going to be the same. They have Loctite on them, so when you first loosen them up, they're going to feel like they're not coming out, like they're wanting to break or pull the threads out with it. Don't worry about it, just take your time, you're good to go. I did want to show you here though, the lower has a hidden bolt. Okay, you've got this bolt here. Let me see if I can get some focus on it. I'm not so sure. Yep, there we go. We can see down in there with the way the shadow is. But you got a hidden bolt right down in here where my finger is. So don't forget this one. And sometimes grease and oil can get caked up in there and you'll miss it. And so you'll wonder why all of a sudden you can't loosen and remove your lower intake. So I'm going to go ahead and get that removed and show you what that looks like. Alrighty folks, and there you have it. If you follow this video, you should now have a good line of sight onto what we call the valley of your engine, of your 3.8 liter. Those are going to be your push rods. And now is a pretty decent time to check them. All that other good stuff. We're going to get all this cleaned up in here, lay all new gaskets, and just get it all cleaned up and do a good job. Well, alrighty folks, so I appreciate you guys coming out and watching my video, hanging out with me for a minute here. If you have any questions, shoot them to me in the comments section. I've been known to trade emails and phone numbers and help you guys out with any of your do-it-yourself projects. This is Matthew, your friendly neighborhood technician, signing off.